All right, this message is for you if you're ever feeling funky about offering your service, product, solution, art to potential clients, because it's all about your certainty and your belief in the value of what you're offering. And if you don't feel certain, that's going to be reflected back to you. So I would love it if you would go with me on an adventure, a little story time. I've been wanting to share this with you for so long, so it's fun to be able to finally put this in audio form and see if it resonates. I'm calling it the birthday party theory. And the bottom line up top is that whenever you're inviting people to work with you, you want to feel as certain and clear as you would feel if you were inviting someone to a party that you were hosting. Like, you know, it's going to be a great time and that it's happening, whether they say yes or no, it's happening. The party is absolutely on and it's going to be a great time for the people who come. So the story is, and what inspired this moment or this insight for me last year, or was it this year, was that my littlest guy, who's not so little anymore, he's in first grade now, but last year for kindergarten, for his 6th birthday, we decided to host his first friend birthday party. So we invited his whole kindergarten class, as you do, and his birthday falls over the winter holiday break. And so I knew this is going to take some reminders, because the party, you know, we're inviting people right before holiday break when there's so many things going on. And then the actual party is that first weekend after they get back, which isn't even a full week. Like, it's all going to happen real fast. So the day before, like the last day before they let out, I made a little Google Doc. Sorry for clearing my throat in your. I made a little Google Doc. I took a screenshot, like I put all the information there. We have the class directory. So I also emailed it out. So I printed out, cut, and then asked the teacher if she could distribute to the whole class. And then I sent the email. And then I sent a reminder email, because I know that life happens, you know, and I needed to be able to RSVP and give a head count the week before. And then I sent probably 3 emails total. But, you know, I've been paid for writing emails before. Like, it's a thing. I actually really enjoy doing it when I'm inspired and genuinely believe that the person on the other side of the screen could benefit from RSVPing yes to whatever it is that I'm inviting them to partake in. And in this case, like I said, it was my son's 6th birthday party. And I knew literally with certainty that this was going to be fun for the kids who came, and then also for the adults who brought them, whether they stayed or dropped them off. I knew that this was going to be a worthy investment of their time, because we literally copied and pasted from my oldest son's birthday party 2 months prior, and they had a great time. Plus, it was Saturday energy expenditure. Like, they all slept great that night because they got so much energy out for the hour and a half that they were playing. So I knew this is win-win benefit for everyone, that my little guy would feel great seeing his friends outside of school, especially, you know, fresh out of pandemic mode. Like, these kids just hadn't been to parties or whatever. So I knew they would enjoy it. I knew the grownups, whether they came or not, like, we would have great food and drinks available, that they would enjoy watching their kiddos have fun. And if they left them, they would be safe and they could pick them up all sweaty and tired, just in time to go home and go to bed or take a shower or whatever, because we were also going to feed them as well. So I was absolutely certain in the value of the invitation. And it was so easy for me. There was no weirdness at all for me to invite people, and also for me to remind people, because I was clear, this party is happening and we're going to have a great time. And we'd love for you to join us because we think that you'll have a great time and we'll enjoy having you. But if you decide not to, that's cool too, you know, but I just want to make sure, you know, this party is happening and you're invited. And then you get to make the decision from there. But I knew with 100% certainty. And what was so funny was that at the party, I'm standing around and meeting these parents and whatever while the kids are playing. And one of the moms, who's actually a great friend of mine now, we were just at her house last night. She was like, I really enjoyed your emails. Like, I told my husband, I like reading this mom's emails about the birthday party. And I was like, thank you. That's great feedback, because she had no idea what I do for work or whatever. And so it was so funny. But to me, that was, again, just reflective that when you're so clear in the value that you bring, and the value, the party, and the value of the party that you're essentially inviting your clients to join, then it's a service to invite them, and not just to invite them, but to remind them, because life happens and people have holidays and people have other responsibilities and people have a squillion different demands for their time and attention. And sometimes you genuinely meant to RSVP yes, and then you forgot. And then it's the day of and you're like, oh no, they already did the head count. I actually did say it doesn't matter. Like if we just need to pay more for extra kids or whatever, we can do that. So even if you haven't RSVP'd and you still want to join, even though it's within a week, come on over. So that's big birthday party energy. And I invite you to question and get curious around your offerings. And if you don't feel 100% clear that it's a win-win, that this party's happening regardless, that they would actually get so much out of it if they came, but that it's happening anyway and you're going to have a great time, that energy is really attractive. It's fun. And whether they can come or not, they will appreciate the invitation. So if you don't feel that certain in what you're offering, get curious about why and ask yourself some quality questions to figure out how you can develop more certainty before you invite. Because again, it's just going to be reflected back to you. If you doubt the value of your party that you're hosting, then other people will too. Otherwise, it's literally just a decision of like scheduling. Can they make it? Or do they have a baseball game? Do they have something else going on and they've just logistically actually can't make it happen, but they would love to next time? And that's something to consider too. Maybe they can't make it to this party, but they loved getting to know you. It's cool that they know that you host this kind of party and they're going to keep you in mind for next time. With a little more advance notice, they can block out that date, that time, that experience, that brain space, that bandwidth, whatever it may be, or savings. You know, again, if we're going back into the actual business application of it. So that's my birthday party theory, big birthday party energy. Make sure that you're certain. And that's what we're going to do. Speaking of, in the Trimester of Awesome coming up, if you're listening to this in September 2022, we start next week. And the first section is all around taking care of you, but then the next 4 weeks will be on taking care of business. And in the first class service workshop, this is exactly what we're going to cover, which is you getting very clear and certain in the benefits to your clients to saying yes to your party. That's what we're going to do. I used to say back at the very beginning of my business, if you're not truly confident in what you're selling, then you've got no business selling it. Literally, you got no business because you're probably not selling it. And that's perfect because you want to be in integrity. So you're in perfect integrity, because if you don't actually believe in what you're offering, that's why you're not fully like sharing it without conditions, you know? So that's just feedback. The doubt is just beautiful feedback that's just asking you to get a little clearer. And that's what we're going to do. But even if you don't join us for the Trimester of Awesome, you can just think about what are the benefits to them of saying yes in this way, at this time, at this rate. What are the benefits? What's in it for them? And clearly communicate that. And then you'll have really lots of fun people saying yes to the party, because if you're clearly communicating it and they can clearly see the value, then that is what Dreamies are all about. So I hope this resonated with you. Let me know, hit the comment box, and I'll meet you back here soon. Bye. Okay, technically that was the end of the episode, but since you're still here, 1, I'd love to thank you for spending part of your day with me, and 2, I'd love to ask you if you would take 30 seconds, maybe 60, to leave a rating and review in your podcast app before you tap out today. If you've already done that, it's amazing. Please send me a screenshot so I can thank you personally, and know that sharing this episode with a friend has the same magical powers, and I deeply appreciate both. Also, in case you're listening to the end to see if I ever actually introduce myself, hi! My name is Nikki Elledge Brown. I'm the host and author of Naptime Empires and this here On Her Terms podcast. You can find me around the internet at Nikki Elledge Brown in most places, but what you may appreciate most is actually over at onherterms.com. It's what I call the insider library. It's where you can get inside scoop, first listen rights, email updates every time there's a new episode, and then special insider only bonus content. It's all over in our private feed. Okay, that's a wrap for real. I'll meet you in the next episode.